Laugh it up, fuzzballs. Whatever. So yeah, I've been doing a little moonlighting. Believe it or not, Ma, the tiefighter pilot doesn't make so much money, Ma. So, I got a second job. I do a little Death Star DoorDash, if you know what I mean. And, it's not bad. It's not a great night. But sometimes, sometimes you get a good tip. Sometimes you see a little can. I don't know. But, mostly it's just me, driving around and, flying around in the old fly tighter. And, doing my thing. And, I bring the food. I go in there. They're like, okay, go in the cantina. I go to the cantina. I get the food. Flarp, flarp, flarp. I go over there. I see Drex for a little while. And he's like, oh, you've been to Camino in a while. And I'm like, hey, man. So, it's not so bad. Second job. Yeah, no, I haven't. I have not told the higher-ups yet that I am using the company tiefighter to do a little bit of, I got to do a little moonlighting. All right? That's no moonlighting, if you know what I mean. Because, it's not like I got my own tiefighter, but, these things aren't great on the old hyper gas, whatever we use, dilithium shit. So, so I gotta pay for things somehow. And so I get the DoorDash. And then, Linda's biting my freaking neck. Like, oh, why don't you take me dancing? How come we never go to the canteen? Because I work all day. I'm getting the tuberculosis. We can't go to the cantina. I'm always at the cantina, And she's like, well, I want to do some dance. And I'm like, that place is full of lowlifes and scumbags all day long in there, in the cantina. I don't think you'll ever find a more wretched, hive of scum and villainy than that frickin' place. And she's like, well, we never go anywhere. And I'm like, oh my frickin' God, because I'm always working. And she's like, why are you always working? So I couldn't have money, so you want to go somewhere. Oh my God. Oh, ha, ha, ha. Laugh it up, fuzzballs. Whatever. Everybody's giving me crap today. It's good to be back to work. But, Linda had an incident, if you know what I mean. So, we've been dating a while, and she's like, hey, take me out. We gotta go, let's go dancing. So, I take a couple days off, and I say, okay. Let's go to the cantina, Linda. We'll do some dancing, we will, we'll do all right. And so then we are in the bar 10 minutes before this Andorian slave girl in the corner, and Linda's like, she's looking at me. And I'm like, Linda, she's not looking at you. And I'm like, if she's looking at you, it's because you got the bandages. She don't know. She ain't looking at you. She's like, she's looking at me. Next thing I know, there's weaves flying everywhere, drinks in my face. I get cut several times. I'm like, Linda, this is gonna show. So, she had to do a night in the tank. And, she's doing better. But then, obviously, everybody all around her hears about it. And now everybody's giving me the crap at work. Delicate Linda. Wild cat fighter. Underneath all of it. Worth it. So I gotta go out tonight. I'm going out to dinner. Linda's parents are, they were going out to dinner with Linda's parents. And, the Tuscan Raiders, God bless them, but we go out to the restaurant, and last time we're there, again, Linda's parents love them to death, But, we're in the restaurant and they're all, and I gotta be like, she wants the pasta. I gotta translate, and I don't speak Tuscan right now, you know how it goes. And so last time we're out to dinner, Linda's dropping hints. She's like, my speed is so old and so small. And I'm like, Linda, you got a T88, that's a good speeder. It lasts you a while. And she's like, well, Muriel's got it. We always take her speeder because it's so spacious. And I'm like, Muriel's a hut, Linda. Obviously, her speed is gonna be spacious because she's a hut. Okay? She's big, Linda. She's a big girl. And I'm not saying it in a mean way, Linda. I'm just saying she's a hut. So, obviously, when you're a big space slug tied up with the space mob, you're gonna have a nice big spacious car to get you, a nice big spacious speeder to get you around. Okay, Linda? If I was making hut money, either one of them, maybe I'll get you a brand new speeder. But for now, you got the T88. It's not bad, all right? Yeah, it's got a weird orange blob under it when you drive around. Yeah, maybe you can't turn left, the blinker doesn't work. Fine. All right, Linda, we'll why don't we take your car and we get an overhaul? And, we'll get a little tune-up and clean it up or something, And she's going on and on. Oh, Muriel's car is so spacious. Muriel's car is so big and luxurious. Well, you know what, Linda? Muriel is a hut, all right? She's a big old hut. So obviously her car is going to be a little more luxurious. Her speeder is going to be a little more luxurious than yours, Linda. All right? I'm not trying to keep up with the huts, if you know what I mean. And so I got going out tonight with Linda's parents. I mean, God bless them and everything. But the Tuscan Raiders, and they're always saying, when are we going to meet your parents? And I'm like, I'm a clown, And, last time we're at dinner. Okay, so last time we're at dinner, Linda's talking all the time about saying, oh, well, I'm always going out with my friend Muriel. And she's got her car is so spacious. Muriel's car is so luxurious. We always got to take Muriel's car. And I says, oh, you're dropping hints, huh, Linda? And she's like, I'm not dropping hints. Her car is just so spacious, And I said, Muriel's a hut, Linda. Obviously, her car's got to be spacious because she's a hut, You're you fit in a normal seat. And Muriel she's a giant space slug, and also her father is a very important gangster. So I gotta deal with this, right? You want a bigger car, Linda? Maybe get a bigger job once in a while.